Hi, so today I am going to be showing you how to make breakfast bowls in less than 5 minutes. And I know that breakfast tends to be one of the meals that we struggle with, especially moms. And we're just really rushing out the door in the morning and we, never eat breakfast. So it's like a quick bagel at the coffee store, or maybe we don't even eat breakfast at all, right? So I want to show you something that you can either eat at home or you can pack in your container and take with you, whether it's in the car or it's at the office. It is easy to take and go. But one of the things that makes this breakfast bowl so successful and easy to make is that I've prepped all the ingredients ahead of time. So I typically do my meal prepping, which is cooking most of my vegetables and making everything easy to make for my meals ahead of time. I usually do that on Sundays. So what I did yesterday, today's Monday, so yesterday I went ahead and I cut all my vegetables and then I also roasted them as well. So really the breakfast bowl, what we're going to do is we're going to take all our already made ingredients, so you don't have to think about it. We're going to warm them and we're going to get it all set up. So that's the big thing. And most of the breakfast bowl is made with vegetables, because when you fill your body with vegetables in the morning and very high fiber, it's going to keep you fuller longer. So you're going to skip that snacking piece in the morning and make it to lunchtime without feeling like you need to kind of do the snacking. So it's kind of twofold here, right? So I always choose for myself, and I recommend to choose at least 3 vegetables for the week that you're going to set yourself up with. You can use these for breakfast bowls, or you can use them for side dishes when you're making your meals for the week, or maybe roasted vegetables. You put them on top of your salad. You can really use them for a lot of things. So I did 3 vegetables this week. I did some red cabbage. So what I did was I chopped it up and then I just cooked it real quick. I also did some cauliflower. I roast the cauliflower at 375 for 20 to 25 minutes. I just put a little bit of olive oil on it and a dash of salt and pepper. And this whole container was 1 head of cauliflower. And then I also have some delicata squash, which are, it looks like this. You can eat the skin on the squash, which I really like, and it's sweet. It's almost like an acorn squash. So same thing. I cut these into half moons, scooped out the seeds, 375 for 20 to 25 minutes. So these are the 3 vegetables that I'm going to use for my base. Then I'm also going to add some sweet potato, because one of the things that I like to do as well is to have some sweet potato on hand so that I can put it in breakfast bowls. I can put it on my sides. They're already baked and they're ready to go. So this was 2 sweet potatoes and it's cut. I cut it already in sections. The more you can do to prepare yourself ahead of time, the easier it's going to be, and you're going to save time later. So these are already cut. I can take as many sections of these as I want. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put some oil in my pan, and I'm going to choose coconut oil for this. It's a personal preference of mine. You can choose olive oil, whatever you want. Usually maybe about a half a tablespoon, because all you're doing is just using it to warm the pan and then to coat the veggies in. So I'm going to put about a half a tablespoon of coconut oil in here, and then I'm going to turn it on medium. And remember, the point of this is just to warm the veggies that you've already cooked. So you're not cooking anything, it's just doing a warming, right? So for me then, I'm going to take 1/3 of a cup, because I'm doing 3 different kinds of vegetables. So 1/3 of a cup will equal 1 cup of vegetables. And then I'm going to add some sweet potatoes. So that's a really hefty serving, and it will really keep you full for the day as well. So I'm going to take 1/3 of a cup. And again, it's rough, right? Because vegetables are vegetables. So I'm going to do 1/3 of a cup of the cabbage. I'm going to do 1/3, roughly, of the squash, and then 1/3 of the cauliflower. And if you add more, that's fine too. You can always have some as leftovers, right? So then I'm going to give it a quick stir. Just make sure you're coating everything. All right. And then I'm going to add 3 of my sections of my sweet potatoes. again, it depends how hungry you are. So I'm going to put 3 sections of the sweet potatoes in here so that it can warm as well. Now, if you choose to have meat in your dish, whether it be breakfast sausage or ham or bacon, or maybe some leftover steak, whatever you want to do, now would be the time to put it in as well, because you're just warming it. So I choose not to, but that's, again, a personal preference. If I was going to make this for my husband, I would add some meat to it just because he likes to do that. So my vegetables are warming, and then I'm going to put in a handful of spinach. I like to have my spinach on hand so that it just adds some color to my dishes. I always like to add color to my dishes, and then you're just getting the freshness as well. And the spinach doesn't have to be in long. You just are wilting it, right? So just real quick, you're gonna wilt it. So I'm gonna let this heat, and then I am going to, this is your tricky part here. Okay, so now you're going to add your eggs, and these eggs are going to be poached in a steamed way because of the way that you're cooking them here. So they're going to be soft in the middle. If you want a softer yolk, you're going to cook it for less amount of time. If you want a firmer yolk and it to be cooked in the middle more like a hard-boiled egg, then you're going to cook it for longer. So I always cook my breakfast bowl with 2 eggs. And what you're going to do, I like to put all of my vegetables together, and I'm going to crack my eggs right on top. So everything's going to cook together. That's why I call it a breakfast bowl. Everything's going to cook together and kind of steam itself. So you're going to keep it a little bit below medium-high, but medium. And then you're going to crack your egg right on top. Be careful so no shells get in there. All right, so you're going to do your second egg right on top. All right. And then what you're going to do so that it steams properly is you're going to add a little bit of water. You're not going to mix anything. You're just going to add the water, and just around the edge. So I would say probably, you can hear it sizzling. So to start with, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of water. If, as I'm making the eggs, I see that it needs some more water because it's not steaming or cooking enough, then I will add some more eggs. But now I'm just going to cover it, and I'm going to leave it for about 3 minutes. And everything, again, it's going to warm, and the eggs are all going to cook. So now this is where you can decide how you're going to eat it. If you're going to eat it at home, I love to use these bowls. Everything just fits in here. It's almost like a very hearty bowl. So I feel like I'm eating a hearty dish. This works well. It also works well in the morning. If I don't have a lot of time to sit, I can still walk around the house and hold it and eat it as well while I'm getting my little one ready. The other thing is you can also pick if you want a container. So get your container ready because this is what your breakfast then would go into. And you can take it with you to the office or wherever it is that you're going, if you're waiting for your kids in the car line, however that may be. And then these of Amazon. I got a package of them. They're really great for food prepping, for lunches, for these kind of take and go breakfasts. They come in a pack of 10. You're good to go. So we are going to take the cover off, and we are done. So everything is here. You have your eggs, and you have your vegetables, and you're good to go. So I also like to use the Everything But the Bagel seasoning. This is not the Trader Joe ones. Typically I do, and what I do is just sprinkle this on top, and then everything is set to go. And again, you can decide how you're going to do this. Sprinkle it on top, and then you just have to lift it out. So I'll show you how to lift it out. Sometimes it looks prettier than others. But This is the dish that I'm going to put it in. And what we'll do is we'll just kind of take it all together and we put it in the bowl. And you have your breakfast. So, breakfast bowl in a very short amount of time because you're using all of your prepped vegetables ahead of time. Delicious, ready to go. This definitely will fill you up for the morning. You should be set for the day. And you can choose whatever vegetables that you want in here. This is also a really great time to try a new vegetable because you're mixing it with something else and you're not eating it by yourself. So, hope you enjoy the breakfast bowl. Don't be afraid to try it. Try new veggies in it, and then use it for different meals during the week.